Good morning and welcome back to Gardener's Cottage in Blakeney. We've popped over to the cottage this morning to do some tidying up in the garden. It's a beautiful sunny morning, but it is very cold, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to last outside. The cold weather means that a lot of the perennials have now gone over and it's time to give them a good cut back. My job for this morning is to cut back the Japanese Anemones, which, as you can see here, have gone over now, and in fact they're now dry and crispy. They've flowered really well this summer, but it's now time to give them a really good hard prune so that they will then be ready for shooting again this spring. Here's one that I've already done. I've cut back all the wood. In fact, I'm going to take it back a little bit further. But I have, where there are some nice green leaves, young leaves, I've left these on. But the majority of the leaves now are ready for, the brown crispy leaves are ready for cutting back. To cut back, you need either a pair of secateurs or a pair of snips like this. These are my preferred tool for cutting back because they're small, you can get really close into the base of the plant and cut it back. They're actually rose snips, but I find them very useful for lots of jobs in the garden. You do need to be careful with them. They are very sharp, probably sharper than secateurs. But they're very good for this sort of job. I would normally wear gloves to do this, but because I'm videoing while I'm doing it, it's quite difficult with gardening gloves on. So I'm going to cut back all the growth. Here's some that I did earlier. You can see I've got a big mound of leaves that I've cut off, and I'm going to be composting these. If you wanted to, you could also burn them on your bonfire, or if you have a garden recycling bin, you could put them into that. I prefer to compost them as they're good woody material for the compost heap. Once you've cut the plants back, they'll look like this, and there's not really very much to see at this time of year as the new growth hasn't started to come through yet. Once the weather warms up and the daylight hours are longer, you'll start to see new shoots and new leaves coming up in the crown, and that's very exciting. The Japanese anemones won't flower until late summer, early autumn, and in fact ours flowers right through till December this year. This patch of Japanese anemones is actually growing in our drive, and the original patch of Japanese anemones is over there, and they've done so well. They've actually spread out about 4 or 5 foot into the drive, so each year I will move some of them and either pot them up or plant them into the garden, because we're gradually losing the drive, which we don't really want. They really seem to love it in this position. If they're not in full sun, they get quite a bit of shade, but they do get some sun. It seems to suit them very well. Once I've finished cutting back, I'm also going to weed, because I've got some self-seeded forage type plants which grow everywhere here, which were seeded into the Japanese anemones. So we'll give it a bit of a tidy up, and then, as I say, move some of the plants and pot them up. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions about the garden or about cutting back your Japanese anemones, please post them in comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for watching. Sorry it's such a short video today, but it's very cold. Bye for now.